Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to uncover the secret life story behind every single X-ray image. Yep, we're following the incredible journey of one single invisible particle, from its creation all the way to the final picture.
So have you ever really stopped to think about it? We're going to follow the epic journey of one heroic particle, from its very humble beginning inside a machine to its final destiny as a single pixel on a screen. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, so our hero's story, well, it doesn't even start as a photon of light. Nope. It begins as a tiny, unassuming electron, just kind of dormant inside a tungsten atom, deep within the filament of an X-ray machine, waiting for the spark that's going to kick off its incredible journey.
Now, here's where the action starts. When a current is applied, that filament gets ridiculously hot. I mean, we are talking 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat literally boils our little electron right off its home atom. This whole process has a fancy name, thermionic emission, but really all you gotta know is our electron is officially free. So our hero is liberated, but it's not alone for a second. It immediately joins this buzzing, negatively charged crowd of millions of other electrons, and they form what's known as an electron cloud. They're all packed together inside this thing called a focusing cup, just waiting for the signal to go. Okay, so we've got this massive cloud of potential energy just poised and waiting. Now for the really dramatic part, the flash that forges our little particle into something else entirely. And then, bam, a massive voltage is applied. This instantly turns another part of the machine, the anode, into a super powerful positive magnet. And, since opposites attract, it violently yanks our negatively charged electron and all its companions across a vacuum tube at almost the speed of light. It's an absolutely insane acceleration. This high-speed journey ends with an incredibly abrupt, violent collision. The entire stream of electrons just slams head-on into the anode target, decelerating almost instantly from that incredible speed to a dead stop. But here is the wild part about this violent impact. It is ridiculously inefficient. A staggering 99% of all that kinetic energy is immediately converted into pure wasted heat. So yeah, it's an incredibly energetic process, but almost all of it just goes into making the machine hot. But in that crucial tiny 1%, that's where the magic happens. Our original electron's energy is transformed, and our hero is reborn. It's no longer an electron. It is now a high-energy particle of light, an X-ray photon. The star of our show has arrived. So our new photon has a mission. It's got to travel from the X-ray tube, navigate through a patient's body, and successfully reach the image sensor on the other side. No big deal, right? This radiation is actually created in all directions, isotropically. But our photon is one of the lucky ones. It's aimed perfectly to pass through a small window in the tube, becoming part of what's called the useful beam, the part that's heading directly toward the patient. Now, this journey through the body, it's pretty perilous. Many of its fellow photons will be absorbed by dense stuff like bone, or they'll get scattered off course. But our hero photon, it successfully navigates right through the tissue. We call that event transmission. It makes it all the way out the other side. Having completed its journey, our photon is now what we call remnant radiation. It strikes the digital image receptor, and it is about to undergo its final and perhaps most complex metamorphosis. And that brings us to the grand finale, the final, most technologically advanced part of our hero's journey, the incredible transformation from a particle of light into a piece of digital data. The instant our photon strikes the sensor, it hits a special layer, a photoconductor, and this layer does one thing perfectly. It converts light energy back into electricity. Our hero ceases to be a photon and is transformed one last time into a tiny, measurable electronic charge. This tiny electrical charge is then sent to something called an analog-to-digital converter. Think of it like a translator. It takes that physical charge and, through a process called quantization, it measures its exact strength and assigns it a specific number. The physical event has now become digital data. And this is the crucial point, really. This conversion is a complete transformation. Just like a butterfly is fundamentally different from a caterpillar, what was once a physical particle is now pure, usable information. Okay, let's just walk through this final lightning-fast transformation, step by step. First, our photon hits the sensor, creates that electronic charge. That charge is immediately captured and held by something called a thin film transistor, a TFT. Just think of it as a tiny little gate. On command, that gate opens and releases the charge to the analog-to-digital converter, or ADC. The ADC measures the charge, gives it a number, and finally, that number is translated into a specific shade of gray. Our hero's journey is complete. It has become a single pixel in the final image.
And so, there it is, the complete life story laid out. From a simple electron in a filament, to a high-energy photon, to an electronic charge, to a digital signal, and finally, to a single point of light in a complex and meaningful medical image. A truly incredible journey.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible unseen processes and transformations are happening all around us, all the time, creating the very reality that we perceive? Makes you think.